Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to my channel Unlock English Success. I hope all of you are doing well. So all of you know that we are working on the new English book of grade 9, which is just published by Punjab Textbook Board in the year 2025, and all the students who are going to appear in the board exams in 2026, they are reading this book. So my all lectures are about this specific book, and I want to help out all the students and teachers as well, because obviously right now this is just a new book which does not have any helping material or resource book or any helping guide available in the market right now. So I hope all of you are enjoying my videos and getting benefits out of it. So if you like, please subscribe my channel and share it with all other colleagues and students and fellows and friends. Okay, so let's move to our next unit, that is unit number 7, and this is the poem If. So if we do a comparison with the old previous grade 9 English book, so we know that in that book chapter number 8 was also a poem that was Stopping by Words on a Snowy Evening, that was written by Robert Frost. But in this new book they don't have that poem, and they have introduced a new poem, that is If. Okay, and it is written by, I'll tell you, Rudyard Kipling. Okay, so first they will be telling us about the poem and its poet. Let me tell you. Rudyard Kipling was an English author, poet and journalist, best known for his works of fiction, including The Jungle Book, Kim and the Man Who Would Be King. He was born in British colonial subcontinent, which greatly influenced much of his writing. Kipling's works often explored themes of British imperialism, adventure, and the experiences of British and subcontinent cultures interacting during the colonial rule. So this poem is, you can say, generally kind of advice, suggestion by a father for his son. So you can also see and visualize this with this illustration, that is father is holding a hand of his son. So actually this poem is all about, you can say, kind and advice and suggestion which a father can give to his growing son. Okay, so again I will give you a brief introduction of the poem. That the poem If was published in 1910 in Kipling's collection of short stories and verses named Rewards and Fairies. Okay, this is an extra information which you can use later on. Okay, and the poet name is Rudyard Kipling. And the most important thing is that he was born in subcontinent at the era when British were ruling here. So most of his themes and the ideas which he used to write is about the imperialism. Okay, so let's start the poem. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. Okay, so you see that it's kind of a general talk a father can do towards his son. Since the poem If is written just like a thought process, so it can be set as a guideline on how to live and act with integrity and right values, such that one becomes the ideal human. Each of the 4 stanzas deals with different life situations and the best way to act during them. The poem If does not have any conspicuous physical setting. However, after reading the poem, one can easily visualize a scene in which a father is speaking to his son and giving him the most valuable life lesson on how to become a complete man. The token of personal philosophy and wisdom which the father imparts to his son has universal validity. Okay? So now I will do the paraphrasing of each stanza one by one so that you can better understand. So why I am preparing this video? Because it is very much necessary to understand the poem, because after understanding the poem we can be able to write down its summary. Okay, still board hasn't published the new paper pattern, so we are not sure whether they will be asking about the summary writing or they will be asking the students to do the paraphrasing. We will be doing both in two different videos. Okay, in this video we are going to do the paraphrasing, and in another video I will tell you how to write its easy summary. Okay, so let's go for the paraphrasing of first stanza. Okay, stanza first paraphrases: if you can stay calm when everyone around you is panicking and blaming you for their mistakes, and if you can believe in yourself even when others doubt you, while also understanding their doubts, you will develop inner strength. If you can be patient without losing hope, remain honest even when others lie, and avoid hatred even when you are hated, you will have true character. However, you must also avoid arrogance and never act too proud or overly wise. Okay, arrogance means very proud. So you see that it's just like a father giving advice to his son that how to become a perfect human being. Okay, let's move to the second stanza. If you can dream and not make dreams your master. Very beautiful line. If you can dream, here dream can be your desires or your wishes or your urges. So poet is saying, if you can dream and not make dreams your master. But in the other part of the sentence, he is also asking or warning his son that you should not make dreams your master. Means dreams should not be overpowering you. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim. If you can meet with triumph or disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. Again, making the comparisons of contrast, he beautifully tell you how to be a strong person. In stanza number 2, the poet is saying that if you can dream big but not become obsessed with dreams, and if you can think deeply but not let thoughts become your only goal, you will achieve balance in life. If you can accept both success and failure as temporary experiences and treat them with the same attitude, you will develop resilience. Resilience means strength, power. If you can bear hearing your words twisted by dishonest people to deceive others, or if you see your hard work ruined and still have the strength to rebuild everything from scratch, you will show true determination. A beautiful, beautiful piece of advice. And one more thing, in this stanza, you can see that he's telling that neither triumph means the victory, nor the disaster means the losing. They are not permanent. Okay, everything has ups and downs, good and bad times are there. So these things should not be making your personality bad. Either when you're victorious, don't be so proud and arrogant. Either you are losing something or you faced failure, it shouldn't be make you disappointed or hopeless. But just trust that time does not remain the same and things gets better and change, because you can see that only change is permanent while all other things are going away. So let's move to the third passage, third stanza. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Stanza 3 is telling us that if you can gather everything you have achieved and risk it all in one chance, and if you lose but have the courage to start over without complaining, you will develop true grit. If you can push yourself forward even when you feel completely exhausted, relying on nothing but your inner willpower to keep going, you will prove your endurance and strength of character. Last stanza. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son. The last stanza is also the final stanza in which all other universal truths are mentioned. And in the last stanza, the poet is saying that if you can interact with large crowds without losing your morals and virtues, and if you can be in the company of important leaders without losing your humility, you will have a balanced personality. Means he wants to say that if you are standing in the group of people, even at that time you have to prove your stance. Even at that time you should speak out your voice. And let's suppose if you are already in the company of great leaders and kings, still you should not be too proud. But in opposite, you should be very humble. Even at that time you will be getting a balanced personality. If you can remain emotionally strong, neither getting hurt by enemies nor overly dependent on friends, and if you value all people but never become too attached, you will be wise in relationship. If you can make the most of every single moment in life, treating time as a precious resource, then you will achieve true success. Ultimately, you will gain not just worldly achievements, but also maturity and greatness, proving yourself to be a true human being. So this is the end of the poem, and now I will generally tell you about the conclusion about the poem. Okay, If by Rudyard Kipling is one of the most fervent piece on what it means to lead a life that has been made meaningful through right virtues and values. This poem consists of just 32 lines. Okay, total lines which are written in this poem are 32. So these 32 lines have, you can say, they have encircled all the integral life lessons that can be put to use during the good as well as the bad times which we go through in life. Obviously, human beings lead their life, and not all the time there is good time. So sometimes you have good time, sometimes it's not good time, it's a bad time. So ups and downs are part of life. Happiness and sadness are also an integral part. But this poem tells us how to live the life with the balance with all the things. So this poem consists of just 32 lines, and it is telling us about the integral life lessons. Okay, how to put ourselves calm and relax while the time is good or bad. Okay. Some of the ideas are very lofty and even impossible to attain, but there is no denying the fact that they are the crux of what humanity can offer best. In short, this poem paints a wonderful and inspiring picture of how an ideal man leads an ideal life. The poem is recommended from reader to reader and passed from generation to generation because of its capacity to move the hearts of the readers and inspire. Okay, so this was the basic crux of this poem. I hope all of you have got the main idea and the theme of this poem very well. And if someone asks you to write the paraphrasing of this poem, so you can easily write it down. But let's suppose if there is a question in the paper that explain the stanza with reference to the context, so at that time you must be mentioning at the very start of the answer reference, and in the reference you will be using this line, that these lines have been taken from the poem If, written by Rudyard Kipling. Okay, and then the context. In the context you can be writing a main theme of the poem and what is all about, and then with the explanation you will be writing these paraphrasing with some more ideas. Okay, hopefully you have understanding, full understanding. So let's suppose if you like it and it is helpful for you, so please like and subscribe and share my video to all other your friends and colleagues. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.